Hi Cubies, here's Alexander again. Well, it's now a few hours ago since I made my first flip-through video through the rule book, and I have read quite a lot in this book, and it's now time to show you some of the changes that appeared to this new edition. So remember, the first thing, this video is by no means complete, so this is just my first impressions of the rules that I found interesting and well, that jumped into my eye. And well, by no means this video could exchange this book from having. So for playing the game with the actual new rules, you'd need this book. So let's start right into it. First of all, there's a big rumor in the internet that is wrong, and I want to clarify it. There is no change in the direction of the game. So it was rumored that the close combat phase would be in a different turnaround than the shooting phase. So for example, movement, close combat, and then shooting. That's wrong. It's still the same: movement, shooting, then close combat. So then let's go to the movement phase. The first thing I've noted here is that in a unit, if you have a unit of guys, so let's just take some here, let's say these Terminators here, they are good reference. So this unit has a movement of 6 inches, and let's assume we have here in there a character model. Let's say this is a special character, blah blah blah, and he has only a movement of 5. So what previously was stated is that the unit where this character model is attached would use the lowest movement count. But in this edition it is different. Every model can now take the complete movement they are allowed to, as long as they keep being in coherency to each other. So for example, he may move 5 inches and the others can move much quicker as long as they stay in coherency to him. So that's new. And what's very important, let's say we have let's say this would be a tactical squad, and this one here would be the rocket launcher guy. So previously it was said that if even one miniature in a squad would move, then the whole squad counts as moved, and so this guy with a heavy weapon could not shoot. But in this edition it is so that the ability to shoot is determined by the model itself, if it is moved or not. So if this model stays stationary, the whole squad can scramble around on the battlefield as long as they keep being in the coherency of the unit and in coherency to the heavy weapon guy. As long as he is stationary, he can normally shoot. So then also we have in the shooting phase some differences. So if you have a heavy weapon that is not a template weapon, so for example a las cannon or a heavy bolter or any other heavy weapon that is not stated as a template weapon, then you can snapshot with this guy. So obviously that wouldn't appear to Terminators, but let's say you have here do we have one? Let's say that would be a las cannon. So if he would move, then the las cannon could fire with ballistic skill 1. That is a big change, so you can still move with your heavy weapons and still fire. But this is here a plasma cannon, and obviously it's a template weapon, and you cannot snapshot with this one here. but nevertheless the snapshot rule is quite nice addition to the rules. Also that appeals to tanks and other vehicles, but to that we'll come later. Then so we will go over the shooting phase in a separate video, but for now, normally it was so, if this unit maybe would be shot at, the owner of the unit would determine everything, so which power weapon attack and which last cannon shot hits which model. But nowadays it's so that the shooting unit, so let's say for example this here, this is a tactical squad, enemy tactical squad, and they are firing here on the Terminators. So we have here a bolt pistol shot, and a plasma cannon shot. So if they both hit and they both wound, then the what's the English word? Which shot is solved first is determined by the player of the shooting unit. And to pick which model depends on how close the model is to the unit. So that's very important. So let's say we have here the Terminator captain in front, but we want actually to kill this guy here. So then we say, okay, the first hit will be the bolt pistol shot in, well, we want to have the chance that he will roll a 1 and get killed, so that the plasma cannon shot will actually hit this one with a heavy weapon. So that's also a new rule in the shooting phase. Let's go on. So area terrain. Normally in the 5th edition, area terrain, let's say this this book here counts as area terrain. You see that quite often in games where some ruins movable and the unit is in there. They got a cover save of 4+ for that. Area terrain now gives only 5+ armor save, cover save. That's very important. Only real structures like ruined buildings or something like that, or real solid walls will give a 4+ cover save, or even trenches and something like that. But just area terrain like a forest or something in that line only gives a soft cover of 5+. So also new in the shooting phase is you can concentrate your fire. So let's say this book here is terrain, and we have part of the unit inside the terrain and part of the unit outside of the terrain. And let's say this here represents the enemy unit that is shooting on the Terminator unit, that can now concentrate the fire. It can say, okay, my unit will fire only on the guys here in the open, and they don't get cover save for that. But with the downside that you can only kill the guys that are out in the open. So for example, here we have 3 guys out in the open, and when you make 10 hits and 10 wounds, only 3 guys are killed. So that's the downside. But on the upside, they don't get a save. So, or if you want to kill especially the heavy weapon, you can concentrate your fire here in the terrain and only kill the guys with a cover save. But, well, obviously they will get cover save and you can only kill them. So, let's go on to close combat. Close combat has changed a lot. In 5th edition, it was so you could move 6 inches and then well, you could sprint or run 6 inches if you're not shooting, and then you couldn't assault, or you could, after the movement, assault exactly 6 inches. Nowadays, it's you roll 2d6 and determine the distance randomly. This is like in Warhammer Fantasy now. So, random charge distances. Quite interesting. That gives a whole new dynamic to the game. Also, let's say this here is the enemy unit that you are charging, and here's your charging unit. You roll 2d6 and determine how far they can attack. Nowadays they can actually manage something between 2 and 12 inches attack, not only 6 inches. So, and when you're declaring a charge, then they can make a defensive fire. And the defense unit will make snapshots with ballistic skill 1. But they can actually kill 1 or 2 guys while they are charging. And yeah, that's always a good thing to get additional kills, even if the opponent is charging you. So, what else? Then normally in 5th edition it was so you move your charges, and then the complete enemy unit would move in. That's now not the case. They move now only in when their initiative phase is at bay. Let's say these Terminators have all initiative 1 due to the Power Fist, but this guy here has initiative 4 as a Space Marine, and also him, and they are charging, and they are only fighting these 2 guys, and they can kill these 2 guys. And then at initiative 1, those guys are moving in. So that is a different change. In each initiative phase, the guys will move in. So if you have a unit out of several different initiative orders, it can get quite complicated. So let's go on. Okay, special rules. Arc enemy or preferred enemy has now changed a bit. So from only working in close combat, it's changed now to if you have a preferred enemy, you can re-roll hit rolls of 1 in close combat and shooting. So it counts now to both. The rumor with a Necron destroyers is now right. So also changed tank hunter. Previously, if you had the special rule tank hunter, then you could add 1 to your damage chart roll on the damage table for on the penetration value of a tank. So, for example, this plasma cannon would be a tank hunter, and it's shooting at a enemy rhino, and you roll for penetration with his strength 7. It will get +1 to the penetration roll. But nowadays it's so you can simply re-roll your penetration roll if you want. But you have to take the second one, even if it is worse. So that also counts in close combat and shooting. So, for example, this Terminator, if he is a tank hunter, he can do this with his missiles from his Cyclone missile launcher, and also with his close combat weapon. So nowadays, a tank hunter Terminator with Cyclone missile launcher and chain fist, well, that could be quite dangerous. What's also changed? Feel No Pain has now changed from 4+ to 5+, from the normal Feel No Pain that is not stated otherwise. There will be in next publications maybe Feel No Pains with 6+ or 4+. So you can look out for that, but the general Feel No Pain that has no such thing is generally 5+. So then some changes appear to jump infantry. Jump infantry will now also, like usual, move 12 inches in the movement phase with a jump pack. Boom. Will attack 3d6 and take the 2 highest. And when they are attacking enemy unit, then they get a stomp attack I don't know the exact English name. This is the German rulebook. But anyways, if you attack with a assault marine, with a jump pack, then you get 1 extra attack at initiative 10 with a basic strength with no armor penetration. So, like they are stomping to the ground and smashing the opponents on the ground, and quite interesting, nice additional attack. So, oh no, they don't charge with 3d6. Sorry, that was wrong for me. Don't write that in the comments, please. If you have a jump pack, you can re-roll your attack roll. So you still roll 2d6 for your determination, but you can re-roll that. But also you have to take the second roll if you have re-rolled that, even if it is worse. So, and if you don't manage to so, for example, this here are maybe 3.5 inch, and you roll 2d6 for the attack roll, and you roll double ones, and you don't manage to get to your opponent, you don't move at all. So in Warhammer Fantasy, you move the lessest distance from the 2d6, but in 40k you don't move at all, and you cannot shoot or run in the shooting phase. So, then we have changes to the weapons. Well, you might have heard already, power weapons have now, also general weapons have in close combat now penetration volume like the normal weapons, armor penetration, and power weapons have an armor penetration volume of 3, but they are determined by the model, what they are getting extra. So and there are power swords, then power axes, and power maces. So it is determined by the model. So if you want to have a captain with a power axe, you have to give him actually a power axe. That is now actually here written in the rules. What you see is what you get. What exactly are the volumes of the different ones? We will go over in a separate video when we take a deep look at the close combat weapons. So, new things for character models, like sergeants in the unit. Sergeants can get a look out, sir. General character models can get a look out, sir, of 4+ if they are wounded by enemy fire or in close combat, and a model of the unit in 6-inch bubble around him can sacrifice himself for the character model if you desire that. So independent characters have a lookout, sir, of 2+. Normal characters like sergeants also have a 4+ lookout, sir. Also, they have precision fire. That's very interesting and gives new options to character models with a high ballistic skill. If a character model manages to roll a 6 on the to-hit roll, then you have a precision strike or precision hit, and you can determine which model is hit. So, for example, if this character model is shooting at this Terminator unit and gets a 6 on the to-hit roll, it can determine here this Terminator with a Cyclone missile launcher is hit, even if he is hidden within the unit and not the closest one. You can say, okay, this one is hit. But only if you manage to get a 6. And well, obviously you can also target other character models with that precision hit, but they will get a lookout, sir, for that. So it's kind of hard to pick out character models with that. You have to roll a 6 and then manage to wound him and his armor volumes, and also get around the lookout, sir. It's quite easier to pick out special weapons like heavy weapons and so on to kill. But actually you have a chance to do that. That's quite nice. Also you can declare how it is called, sorry, when two character models are fighting against each other. You know what I mean. The word doesn't pop into my mind right now. Sorry about that. That is also something nice. You can now challenge. That's the word. You can challenge your opponent's character models. So we will go over that in a special video. But for now, that's also nice. You can do that. So let's go now to vehicles and tanks and such. So a normal vehicle, if it is stationary, it can fire now all the weapons. If it is moving 6 inches, it can fire one weapon at normal modifications, and the rest of his weapons with ballistic skill 1 snapshots. If it is moving 12 inches, it can fire all his weapons at ballistic skill 1. After he has marched, he can do in the shooting phase, instead of shooting, make a flat out move. Oh, sorry. He can make a flat out move of additional 6 inches, but cannot shoot, obviously. So then you have now structure points in your at your tanks. So for example, all the normal Space Marine tanks like Rhinos, Razorbacks, Predators, Vindicators, they have 3 structure points. Land Raider has 4 structure points, Land Speeder 2 structure points, and so on. But an actual list, if you want to look that up, is back here in the book. If you hit a tank that had still structure points left, then you determine if it is a penetration hit or a glancing hit. If it is a glancing hit, then you just reduce your structure points of the tank by 1, and nothing else happens. So if it is a penetration hit, then you roll on the damage chart. The damage chart is also a little bit changed. So 1 and 2 is crew shaken, then 3 is crew stunned, and at 4 up it gets worse. 4 up is weapon destroyed, 5 up is immobilized, and 6 is explode. So there is no wreck anymore at the damage chart. But if you lose all your structure points by glancing hits, then you're also wrecked. That's the way to get a vehicle wrecked. Reduce all the structure points to 0. What else? Structure points we have. So then, in close combat, tanks and vehicles have now a weapon skill. If your tank is stationary, your weapon skill is 0, and if you have moved, your weapon skill is 1. That might sound strange, but actually it makes sense, because in the rules is said that if your weapon skill is 0 and you are in close combat, the enemy hit you automatically. So that's what it basically says. If you're stationary, auto hit, and if you're moved, you can be hit only at a 4+. So then for fast vehicles, it can move 6 inches and fire all the weapons at full volume. It can move 12 inches and fire 2 weapons at full volume, and the rest of the weapons with ballistic skill 1. It can also make a flat out move, but with 12 inches. So a fast vehicle can now drive in one round up to 30 inches. That's quite a lot. Then anti-grav vehicles. That's nice. In the last edition, when you had an anti-grav vehicle that will move flat out and is destroyed in the same turn, in the same player turn, then it gets destroyed. But in the if you move flat out and then the player turn of your opponent is, and you immobilize it, then it is not destroyed, it's just immobilized. But in this edition, it is now, if you have moved flat out and you get an immobilized result, even if it is still your own turn or the following turn of your opponent, then you'll get wrecked. It is crushed to the ground. That's kind of nice. The flat out movement for fast anti-grav vehicles is now 18 inches, so that's super fast. So and also anti-grav vehicles get a cover save. If they have moved, they get a 5+ cover save, and if they have moved flat out, they get a 4+ cover save. Cover save is a good term. Smoke launchers for Space Marine tanks has now reduced from 4+ cover save to a 5+ cover save, and still only one use, so the Space Marine tanks are now worse than ever. So, and now let's come to the final part of this video, the army organization chart. There's a rumor in the net that you now have to take 4 troops choices for your army. That is, firstly said, not true. The thing is now, you know your normal army organization chart with 1 HQ and 2 core troops, standard troops, and then you can have up to 1 additional HQ, 3 elite slots, up to 6 standard slots, and then 3 fast and 3 heavy support. Nowadays it is so you get one of those charts normally from a point volume from 0 to 1999 points. Additionally, you get one chart organization plan for your allies that is made out of 1 character model, at least. You have to have 1 character model, 1 HQ choice from that allies list, and you have to have 1 standard unit from that list. You can have 1 additional standard unit, and then 1 elite, 1 fast attack, and up to 1 heavy support choice from that. So you can't make a complete army organization for your allies, just a small little bit. Also, the allies are divided into different volumes, how close they are allies to your army, if they are battle brothers, or if they are suspicious, or something like that. That gives special rules. I won't go over all of them right now. For the first part, for example, you can now ally Space Marines with Space Wolves, and get Thunderwolf Cavalry and Logan Grimnar in a normal Space Marine army. That's kind of nice. So that was from 0 to 1999. Also, you get one bunker or something like that on the battlefield. You can give up points for that. There are some here in the book. Also, they said they will add additional ones in the White Dwarf or on the website. So look out for that. And now we come to the part where the people gets confused about the 4 standard choices you have to have, because at a point volume from 2000 to 2999 you can have, you don't must, you can have 1 additional force organization chart. What that means is, in a 2000 point army or more, you can have up to 4 HQ choices, you can have up to 6 heavy support choices, you can have 6 elite choices, but in order to get that, then you have to have 4 standard units. but you don't have to take the second organization chart. But in addition, if you have a second force organization chart, you get also a second force organization chart for your allies. But the allies have to be the same allies as the first one. So, that's enough for my little flip through the rules, the new rules. I hope you liked this little video. And, well, in the next days I will study this book extensively, and then I will make a new series about how to play Warhammer 40k with the new rules. So, until then, I hope you like this. Your Alexandra.